Walk around the chiller just to give you an overview of everything. So you'll kind of be moving. We'll be moving around a little bit. All right, you might know me from such films as so my name's Matt. I'm with MWSK Equipment. We're the reps for water furnace. What you're looking at here is a water furnace, water-cooled modular chiller. So each module is 30 tons, two 15-ton compressors. You have a bank of 6 here, a bank of 7 there. Now, Odin's also controlling isolation valves, so right now we're only running one bank. That's open, this bank's closed, command it off, all right? So, if we walk around, I'll just give you an overview of the chiller. So here, this is module 1, module 2, module 3, module 4, and so on, until you get down to 7, right? You got water in over here. Yeah. All right, so you got water, chilled water in over here. All right, comes in from over there, right? This whole header feeds each one through a strainer. In down here.
Strainer's in here.
Strainer's in there, yeah. These valves are actually just locked open because it's a constant flow system. We don't have any.
Stays open.
Yeah, we're not modulating.
Do we have to clean the strainer, or we have a company that's gonna do that?
I don't know.
Service agreement.
Yeah, so that's what you'll have to work out.
How often we have to clean the strainer?
Depends how dirty they get. It's hard to say, you know. Yeah. Chilled water is usually not a problem. Usually that's closed loop. It's usually more the condenser.
All right.
But that also has a strainer right here.
Okay.
You see that right here?
Oh
yeah.
yes, I see it.
Yeah.
Condenser.
So on each one, so you have a valve here, which you can just put a wrench on and turn it.
Right, isolate it.
And this, you could just put a channel lock on it because the linkage is loose, and just once it's like that, then it's closed.
Yeah, it's closed.
Yeah.
Isolate it.
Yep, so that way you isolate it,
Okay.
and then there's just a plug in here. You can just start, you know.
Okay.
All right. I mean, kind of hard to see in here, but for everybody, but.
That's fine.
So you got the water. We actually have a flow switch here on the chilled water. That's a flow switch paddle right here. All right. We have temperature sensors in and out, which you'll see on the screen for condenser and chilled water. This is a brazed plate heat exchanger on the chilled water. All right, and then it's a coax on the condenser water, which you can see over here within this panel that's open. So that's your coax heat exchanger. Okay. Just point out, you also have this board here. This is a refrigerant monitor.
Okay.
So this is 454B, so it's more flammable, so they require all these refrigerant monitors.
Okay.
So those are pretty much just looking at, we have 2 monitors in here. There's one there, and then there's one also down here, which go to that device.
Okay.
And then if you ever see load shed on the screen, that's going to be that refrigerant monitor. It'll be off on load shed, so it won't run the compressor. Okay. All right. And you got a bunch of temperature sensors. You have pressure transducers, high pressure switch, and you're also going to have a low pressure switch, which they're automatic reset. So this is a high one, but you see a lot of times you'll see like a button on there. These don't have buttons. It's automatic reset. So it's gonna try on the high pressure. It'll try 4 times, and then it'll actually lock out, and you'll get the alarm. Okay. All right.
So it automatically reset by itself.
So once it locks out, you'll have to come to the screen and reset it.
Reset it from the screen.
Which we'll show you how to do.
They have one that says lock out already up there.
Yeah, which I already got rid of, but I'll show you how to look at that. That was actually a communication thing, which I don't know. It's not doing it now.
I noticed it wasn't.
Yeah.
It only had like 7.
Yeah, it was lockout B, and which you have like temperature sensors that go to that too. So, all right. So we said we had 2 compressors per, and you can see they all have 2 compressors, compressor A and B they call them.
15.
All right.
Look at them all down there.
Yeah, and these also swing open, but I mean it does have the power hooked onto it.
Yeah.
You know, so it's. But you know, there's also stuff like. We'll show you that in a second, but. So this is power into each module. They all have their own disconnects in those panels over there, and they're marked, right? But it comes to this distribution panel. into these fuses, 80 amp fuses, contactor, then right to the compressor, regular scroll on-off compressor. They actually have electronic expansion valves for each one as well. It's a phase monitor. All it really does is it actually interrupts the power to the contactor, so it kind of like bangs on and off. But 2 transformers, current donuts, so you can see. But pretty much it. You have these fans here. I'll show you inside here. Alright, so again we said this one's module 1, right?
Right, yeah.
Module 2, module 3, module 4. So the difference between module 1 really is the biggest. It has a screen on it, and it has this extra board in here. So this is where Odin's actually communicating here, Ethernet right here.
Oh, yes.
Is that what happened the last time? It came out there?
Yeah,
That's what came out?
that plug came out.
That came out.
Yeah, so it's this plug here. So it also has one.
So those like
Yeah.
those pull out normally? Is that something?
No, it's just,
No, that one pull out because the connector wasn't very loose.
yeah, it's just a plug.
The
Yeah.
connector is now.
Yeah, normally it should click in, and then it really shouldn't come out. Yeah.
So when you think that you push it too much, they get a little plug. You have to cover.
That's the one that communicates.
So this
Yeah.
is the one he's communicating to. This is like the supervisor board, which also has your system entering and leaving sensors. So that's how it's going to stage up the other modules based on the leaving water, because you have temperature sensors on the headers.
Yeah.
Okay. So that's how it's going to stage up. And all these also have an Ethernet here, and they all plug into the switch, and the screen plugs into the switch, so everything's communicating IP. So that's how you're seeing all those modules, and each one has one of these boards. This is the only one that's going to have 2.
And this
Yeah,
one
so
here,
you see,
this one
yeah,
here.
exactly. So those are like
The rest of these
have one.
6 have one.
Yeah, but only what the screen
and
has.
all 6 are communicated to the
Yeah, they all have they all go into a switch. So there's another switch in this one, just because there wasn't enough ports on these switches that they use. So each bank has 2 switches.
Okay,
So
got it.
yeah, and then you have a board for each. So this is for like compressor A, that's for compressor B. Some things are going to be common as far as like temperature sensors, but then they all communicate back to this board. Okay. This board just gives you 24 DC and does the expansion valves. As far as an overview, that's probably it. We can start going into the screen, unless you guys got any questions on kind of the overview of everything.
No, I was just wondering because
Yeah.
last time we saw on the screen it said disabled but running.
So right now, all the stuff that's running is going to be enabled, and then the ones that are in standby are disabled. That's normal.
No, but some of them is
Disabled
running without the
meaning-
green, without it just has the red and
Last
it's
time
running.
we saw it said disabled running.
Sometimes there's a lag. I mean, I don't know on the refresh. I mean, it was like that for a while. I
Yeah,
don't
so
know.
it shows it's running, but it's on the
Your
red.
main signal from the BMS is going to be
Yeah,
this
as long
guy.
as that's- no, that's on.
Once that guy goes green, it
Yeah.
means that the control button is
It's
telling
called.
the bank, hey, I need the stage to run. Then
Yeah.
the Chile going to do the
Yeah,
only
yeah.
stuff to reach the set point that you guys want.
Yeah, but just we used to see the red and then you say it's running, so, you know, that says disabled, so.
Yeah, I mean, it generally shouldn't. I've seen sometimes like when you power them all on, sometimes I've seen stuff like that happen, but
And the main thing is this is
Yeah.
on green, right? The main-
yep. So it's green. Obviously, this one the valves are closed and he's commanding off, and you'll see red, and everything is red here.
Yeah, yeah,
But
disabled.
whenever it's green here, you should see at least see one green.
Yeah.
Now the station is going to be based on equal run time or how.
It's going to go by runtime. It's going to rotate. It's just going to go by. It's going to look to bring on the one with the least amount of runtime. Yeah. Okay.
So that means this one's running also, when is this one gonna run?
Well, he's controlling that, so he's going to do it every week, I think.
I waited for him to finish a little bit the stuff, and then I'm gonna give you like a quick reference how the system is intended to work.
Yeah.
Sure.
Alright. So
All right. So you see your set point here is 45, and you're actually, are you writing to that?
Yeah.
You're writing to that. So he's writing to that. So you have the ability to change that on the front end, I assume.
Flip it.
But percent load 57. That's really just if you added up how many compressors you have, 14, and we're calling for 8 to run. That would be like 57%.
Right.
Like every time calls for another one, that percent is just gonna go up incrementally based
And
on
it depends
that.
on the weather outside and how
Yeah.
it is.
Well, it's the demand that you're gonna have on
Yeah.
the
They're
machine.
all on it.
Exactly. 100
So the
exactly.
part of the way that you want from the set point